Yes, I am on the back of a dragon.
And what do you see down below you?
There's a battle happening.
And just look down at your feet. Are you wearing anything?
Yes.
What are you wearing?
Just like, it's so difficult to describe. They're like bands of material almost, brown, crisscrossy bands of material that go up my legs. And I have like a brown outfit on, like a little dress. And my hair is pulled back into like a really big thick braid down my back. It's the colour of saffron. It's that strange colour that's not orange, it's not yellow, it's like a saffrony colour. I almost can't describe it. Turmeric, like a turmeric colour.
How close the dragon?
It's white. And I'm flying around. I'm not really sure how this has happened because I wasn't here when all this started. I was over with the crystal.
And where's the crystal kept?
It's in like a palace of light that is on it's like a floating rock. It's like a city. It's a rock floating in the air. And there's loads of lush trees and forestation on this huge floating rock, and then this light palace is in the middle and the crystal's in there.
So what were you doing inside this light palace?
I am the keeper of the crystal.
So what else does that involve? What does your role involve doing?
I connect with the crystal and I can read the vibration of the universe and all of its planets through connecting with that crystal, because all crystals are connected in consciousness no matter what planet they are on.
So when you have this information that you get from connecting with the crystal, what do you then do with that information?
I take it to my people, to the elders, and we discuss the findings.
And who are your people? What's your race called? Does it have a name?
We are referred to on Earth as the Pleiadians.
So where is it you live?
I live here. Here is Alcyone in the Pleiades. You see Alcyone from your planet as a star to us, because of the dimension that we are in, it does not look like a star. It is a higher level of consciousness. To us, we gain our energy from Alcyone.
You gain the energy from?
Alcyone.
So describe what it looks like on Alcyone.
A lot of the terrain looks like barren desert, but there are caves underground with water and plants, and there are the hanging rocks which have vegetation and the Palace of Light.
So where do you sleep?
We don't sleep.
So the dragons up there, are they all white or are they all different colours?
Different colours, but mine is white.
And that's your personal dragon?
Yes.
Does it have a name?
Elishira. She chose me and I chose her.
What made her choose you?
She sees the light within me, and I see the light within her.
And how long have you been together?
A long time.
How old are you?
I am very old in your earth years, but I show no age in my form, as my form is a projection of my soul, and my soul is beautiful.
So what's caused you to be in this place where the battle's taking part?
I knew that this would happen at some point. The crystal has been showing a darkness that is spreading throughout the universe. There is a huge spaceship that has appeared above Alcyone through a portal. It has somehow managed to appear here. We can see it. There are spacecrafts, tiny spacecraft, that have come out of this huge craft, and they are firing at my people. I feel fear for my people.
What is it they're firing out? Bullets, flames, what's been fired?
it looks like light, green light, but it destroys anything that it hits. I've just seen my father's dragon has been hit, and he's going, the dragon is falling.
Where's your father?
On the dragon.
And then what happens? What's that for? Is your father okay?
No. No.
Tell me what we can see happening.
It's just darkness, chaos. These beings are just killing everything in sight.
Can you see the beings on the spacecraft?
Yes, they are reptilian.
Describe what they look like.
There are different types. The ones that have come out on the small craft are greeny gold looking, but there is the red one that is now flying on a dragon.
On one of your dragons?
Yes. And the red one looks even more scary than the green ones.
How tall are these?
And there's a white one on the mothership.
On the mothership?
The white one controls them all.
Are they very big?
Different sizes. The green ones are smaller, the red one's slightly bigger, the white one is the biggest.
Is there only one white one?
Yes.
So what's the red one doing? What's flying on one of your dragons? What's it trying to do? Is he firing anything out?
He's trying to make the dragon breathe fire, but the dragon will not turn on our kind.
And what are the green reptilians doing at this point?
They are in the small spacecraft, shooting.
So where's your father now?
He is on the ground.
Is he still alive?
No,
Where's your
I have lost contact with him.
And where's your mother?
She's still in the air.
What's she doing?
She's flying, trying to... Her and her dragon are trying to take some of these smaller craft out.
And what about the rest of your people? Are they all there?
She has just been hit too.
Have you lost sight of her now? Tell me what you can see.
She is gone.
Where's the rest of your people?
We are on dragons. Some or not, some are on the ground.
Is there many of you?
Yes, there are lots of us.
So you've never seen these reptilians before on your planet?
I have heard of them in council meetings, but the vibration of where we are has never been able to be breached by these beings, but somehow they have been able to. I do not understand.
So let's see if you can just go inside yourself and just see if you can find out how they got to come through this portal, how they managed to get into your area. Let's just see if we can find out how they got to be there. Can you see?
I feel that it is something to do with the crystals.
And how will the crystals enable them to be able to come to you?
Somehow information has been passed to their world about potentialities on our world through the crystal network. They are using crystal on their planet and doing bad things with it. And all of the crystals are connected. They share one consciousness. Information is shared. It's something to do with the alignment of the planet, the alignment astrologically of where we are and where they are at this point in time has allowed a potentiality for them to come through.
So let's move forward a bit and let's see how this battle comes to an end.
Me and my people, we do our best to hold them off so they don't take our planet. And I don't know what happens, why this happens, but all of a sudden the smaller craft are all called back to the mothership, and the mothership disappears just as quickly as it appears. It is gone. And now I have to look after my people, and I have to find out
So you're responsible for looking after your people?
my family. We were some of the oldest beings in our universe. My parents were very, very old.
So everyone looks up to your family for guidance?
Yes.
Who else is left in your family now? Do you have brothers and sisters? Do you have children?
No, there is just me.
What's your name?
Aurora.
Aloris?
Aurora.
Aurora. So what happens next?
I take care of my people, and until we are sure whether the ship will be back, we go underground for the time being into the rocks, and my people ask me to make contact with the council to find out what has happened.
And what did the council say?
The council say that these beings are almost like a cancer, as we would use as an analogy, metaphor in our world. They do not value life. They do not value anything other than power and dominion. And they will keep trying to take as much as they can. They want ultimate power over the universe, supreme power over everything. That is their goal. And we cannot allow that to happen.
So where's their land? What planet do they reside on?
They come from Orion. They are a race of beings that have come from Orion. But in this council meeting that I am in, they are talking about a potentiality in the now, where these beings become strong is when they invade a place that you know as Earth, and through controlling the surface population of that planet for many, many, many years, they are able to really become quite powerful and build quite large networks of power stemming from their hold over the three-dimensional Earth.
What hold do they have over the three-dimensional Earth?
The population have been controlled since the fall of Atlantis, and these beings feed off of energy that is their food source. The humans provide excellent energy for these beings because of their complex emotions. The reptilian beings have learnt to manipulate humanity's emotions in order to cause extreme anxiety, which they then feed off. They do this through wars, through pitching different colours of people, different races of people, different religions of people against each other. It is so easy to cause this division within humanity, as there is a large element of anger within the human being. And these creatures have learnt expertly over the ages to manipulate these humans into providing them with their food source, and through feeding on these humans' emotions, they have become strong, and they have set up pockets of power, strongholds of power all over the universe. They have trade routes all over the universe. They are trying to eradicate anything that is good. They have no care at all for life. They only want to take for power.
So you say they manipulate the humans and we can't see them, so how are they able to manipulate?
The reptilians live on the earth as well as humans, but they live in a different dimension. So just as there are many dimensions here on Alcyone, there are many dimensions on Earth. The reptilians are in the fourth dimension, which is negatively polarized. And from this dimension, they are able to control people through putting energy cords into people's etheric fields and drinking their energy. So when they become angry or if they indulge in salubrious sexual practices, or if they cause misery to someone or have misery caused upon them, these reptilians feed off of that in the dimension, the fourth dimension that is negatively polarized.
So what is the best way that we as humans can protect ourselves so that they're unable to feed off us?
Stop providing them with their food. Learn to come together as a species. Stop looking at everybody else and thinking that they have it better than you. Everybody is struggling in this 3D realm. It should not be white against black, religion against religion, country against country. You are all humans. You are all the humans of Earth. And when you join the galactic community and have an awareness of other planets and other beings on other planets, you will start to see yourselves less as the colours that your meat suits are, your religions. You will stop identifying yourselves as these meaningless things. Your consciousness will rise, and you will realize that together you are the humans of Earth, and you stand united. And the day that that happens is the day that reptilians will have lost.
And is it likely that that will happen? Is it likely that we will end up winning the reptilians?
Yes, it has been ordained by Creator, by Source, that this darkness stronghold that has been allowed to provide contrast within the universe, this deep level of stronghold on this planet must be changed. It must change to the light. There will always be dark in the universe. Darkness is needed to provide contrast, to provide a catalyst for soul growth, to provide a potentiality for people to learn. However, on Earth, this stronghold of the dark has become too strong, and it has caused many, many problems, because the universe is all one. And if the balance of the dark is allowed to come out of balance with the light, it causes a disturbance in the universe. That is why I have to go to this planet. Me and many others who are also the light. We have to go to Earth to ensure that we are the seeds of light from within, and that no matter how the darkness tries to strangle us, we have felt the light before, and we will not stop trying to grow on this planet until we meet the light again.
So did you volunteer for this?
Yes.
What was the alternative if you didn't come to this planet? What would you have been doing if you'd stayed on your planet?
Someone else would have gone in my place.
And what's going on in your planet right now while you're here? Do you still have contact with your people?
Yes.
How do you have contact?
I go there
When
at
do you-
night.
At night. How do you do that?
My soul flies home.
What's happening back home? Are they aware of what's happening down here on Earth?
Yes. Many have come to witness what is happening here now.
And from your planet, are they able to manipulate anything? What's happening on Earth from where they are up there?
There are many things that they can do in the ships.
What sort of things do they do?
They are directing more of the light to the Earth. They are connecting with us telepathically. with our souls and giving us information that keeps us on track. They are battling with the reptilians.
So your people are still up there battling with the reptilians. Are there any other planets that are also battling with the reptilians?
There are many, many, many planets of beings that have people in the ships around your sun right now. You cannot see your sun. It has been masked from you because they do not want you to see what is there. There is a false sun in the sky at the moment. It is a simulator. You can find the technology for this on your internet. They are doing everything that they can to mask the truth from the surface population, that many are here. You have been told that you are the only ones. You have been told that for a reason. They do not want you to know that this is a slave planet.
So why is there a false sun in the sky? What's happened to our real sun?
The real sun has dimmed in preparation.
In preparation for?
Its next jump in consciousness, which will also trigger Gaia's next jump in consciousness, which will also trigger your event that you speak of in your world.
So who has put the false sun in place?
Your governments, or should I say your shadow government.
So you say that the sun has been dimmed in preparation for the next jump in consciousness. When will this take place?
This will be very soon in your world. You can feel the energies changing. The light that is coming in is causing more polarity on your planet. People who hold within them a greater amount of negativity than positivity are being pulled down a dark path. People that hold more positivity within them than negativity are being pulled towards the ascension process and the light. This is a necessary event that happens every 26,000 years. There is a potentiality for souls to evolve to the next level. This potentiality is imminent, and your shadow government, who link to the reptilians, who are negatively polarized in the fourth dimension, are doing their best to tip this ascension process so the earth and its humans ascend negatively polarized. However, they cannot do this. Gaia is her own spirit, her own being. She is one of the kindest beings in this universe, who else would agree to the things that have been done to her in order that we may learn our lessons in this realm? She would never ascend on a negative polarity. She will take those of her children with her who are service to others, who are positively polarized. When the sun makes its leap in consciousness to its next evolutionary level, this will trigger Gaia's next leap in consciousness to her next evolutionary level. And those of you who are ready to take this journey with her will also make the leap. Those souls on this planet who have not yet learnt their lessons, who still hold much anger and negativity, envy, jealousy, lust, all of the lower level emotions, all of those souls will remain on the third dimension of Gaia, but Gaia's spirit will no longer be in it. Everything will die, everything will fade away. That world will become very, very difficult for those souls that choose to stay behind. But this journey will teach them many lessons. It will teach them to let love into their hearts instead of hate. Those souls that have chosen this path will learn much on this path. Those souls that are ready, that understand that everything is love and light, and treat each other with respect and love, no matter their colour or religion or opinions. Those beings will raise up to the fifth dimension with Gaia when she shifts.
So earlier you said that you was the keeper of the crystal.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit more about crystals. So they have an intelligence, a conscious of their own, do they?
Yes.
And how can we best communicate with crystals?
From your heart. Talk to them. It does not matter if you do this out loud or with your minds. They will hear you both ways. Realize that crystals are actual beings. They are your friends here on this planet. They will help you with many things. They will provide protection against the reptilian beings, the darker crystals, tourmaline, obsidian, shungite. They will allow you to reach higher level states of consciousness through your meditation, and this will become very, very necessary in your time as it moves forward, as there are many beings around your sun who are wanting to make contact with you. And those of you who have raised your consciousness levels to a level where you can meet them, you will be able to hear them. Crystals allow you to raise your vibrational field even more. So there is a potentiality in that. If you meditate using a crystal, you will be able to reach higher levels of consciousness and connect with your star families.
And talking about when we move up to the 5th dimension and things like that, what would the future be like for humans if they help the earth change into this light body? What would it be like when we all have this light body? What's upsetting you now?
It will be like home. It will be the way it's meant to be. We have no idea how bad it really is in this 3D world, because it is all that most of us have ever known. But those who have known other realms, other places, know in our hearts that this is not the way things are supposed to be. And when she ascends, when Gaia ascends, it will be like coming home. There will be so much love and happiness, because it is a positively polarized 5th dimension. There will be no fear. There will be no need to worry about anything. It will just be time for us finally to have a rest and enjoy being again. Enjoy our earth. Most of us, for the first time, really seeing who she really is. It will be the most magical place, because when the earth rises, so too will all of her kingdoms that are currently in the positively polarized 4th dimension. So the Fae will be on New Earth, mermaids, any unicorns that are still here on this earth that stayed will be there. Creatures that we've never even imagined before will be on the new earth, that have lived on our earth but in different dimensions. And we will be able to interact with all of our loved ones who have stayed in the spirit realm for the opportunity of this ascension. Some loved ones have chosen to reincarnate back on earth to go through this physical ascension in body, and they have reincarnated back into our families as children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. But the ones that have chosen to stay in the spirit realm, they will also have the opportunity to pass from the 4th dimension into the 5th dimension. And so we will see our loved ones that we have lost on the new earth too. It will be the most magnificent prize almost for those of us who have, throughout all of this darkness, throughout all of the ages of darkness, kept the light, held the light, been the light.
How long of a process do you feel that this will all take?
It is happening. The extreme polarization that you see on Earth now is a byproduct of the light energies that are coming in, dispelling the darkness, causing it to pull together, and the lightness is increasing, and it's all interlinked. The more we raise our consciousness, the more our sun reacts to that, the more Gaia reacts to that, because we are connected to our Father and our Mother Earth and our Father Sun. We are connected, all in consciousness. And our sun will know when we are ready to make the leap, and it is waiting, it is holding itself in the state that it is in now, because it is waiting for those individuals that are teetering on the edge. They could go one way or another, but it loves us, and it is fighting for us, and so it will wait until those that are reacting to the chaos on our planet right now are called to choose a side. And once those few individuals have chosen their route, the sun and Gaia will know, because the sun and Gaia knows us. It knows us just like we are children, just like how we know our children. And when these individuals have made their choices, all of this will kick off. And this is happening now. These choices are being made now. With every new thing that happens in our world, every crazy thing that happens in our world, people are making decisions, they're making choices, they're starting to realise, they're starting to see through the smoke and the mirrors that, nah, that's never right. What the media are saying, it's not right. It's not the correct portrayal of what is really happening. People are starting to make decisions, and they are choosing a path. And as these choices are made, in the absolute divine timing of that moment for all, the sun will make its next leap in consciousness, which will trigger Gaia to do the same. And almost in a flash, for those of us that are positively polarized and have chosen the ascension path, in the blink of an eye, all will change, and we will be anchored to the newly birthed fifth ascension on Gaia. When that happens, when the split happens in the dimensions, the people who remain on the third dimension will experience that event as something entirely different to the ones who experience the shift into the fifth dimension. The reason for this is the ones who stay in the third dimension need a catalyst to move them forwards in their consciousness journey and in their soul growth, and in taking the light out of the world. That's what it will feel like for them, in taking the light out of the world by Gaia raising her consciousness up to the fifth dimension. This will then in turn cause some of the people who up to that point were negatively polarized, it will cause them to find their light within and move into more of a light path. And there will be an opportunity again shortly after for these people to join the fifth dimension. And then the ones that remain thereafter will live out their soul growth journey on the dying 3D plane.
And then where will they go?
They will go and reincarnate on other planets which still offer a 3D experience, so they can keep learning through the process of being in duality. And eventually, when their soul is at a level where it can incarnate onto a 5th dimensional level of consciousness, those souls may at that point return to the 5th dimensional earth, if that is what they choose to do.
How long has this fake sun been in place?
It has been around 2 or 3 of your Earth years. She saw the day that the sun changed. Laura saw the day that the sun changed.
And what was different on that day? What did she notice?
It went dim. It changed from a ball of light to looking like a dull ball, almost like you see lava coming out of a volcano. It changed from being fire to being a dull ball in the sky. And the day after that happened, it was passed off as sand from the Sahara passing in front of the sun. And then the day after that the sun changed, there came the false sun the day after, which is far too white. The reason it's far too white is it's covering something. It's hiding the truth.
And it's covering
the real sun. But it doesn't matter how they try and cover the real sun, how they try to stop us from noticing the changes in our sun and asking questions. Because our sun is connected to us, no matter what, its light codes still reach us. It has a direct link through all of the suns in our universe to source, and it will bring about your quantum leap on your planet, whether they cover it or not.
So, as Aurora, how have you managed to overcome and survive all the challenges that you've faced?
I chose to overcome my challenges by coming here. My body, as such, has been left on my planet. And my consciousness is here now.
And what have you learned about yourself and your world, your planet, during the struggles that you've been through?
I've learned that we knew about the darkness, and we, like most, allowed the darkness a place in the universe because the darkness is needed. It is needed to provide a contrast. It is needed to provide soul growth. However, I would urge all the councils that listen to this message, and Source knows, but we have discovered through experience what happens when darkness is allowed to come out of balance. And we must ensure that although darkness has its path to follow, that it is always kept in balance, moving forwards. This needs to be addressed in other universes as well as this one. Once Earth has been liberated, this same event will need to happen in many other universes.